sleepover.
Welcome
We
to
close?
SlumberPod. Yeah, we're good.
SlumberPod, we're good. Yeah. So and then you got to do the Wilbur, 2 shows in one night.
What a beautiful
Favorite place,
It
bro.
was like it's like magical.
It's a dream.
Man. It was really cool.
Well, this staff is like so Boston too. They're just like short Irish guys with the newsboy caps. They're like, "That was a great job. good job up there."
Yeah,
Your respect means the world to me, right?
yeah.
Just a
Such a
weathered
vibe.
old weathered Irish.
Just fucking slamming cigs.
Oh my god.
It like in that little alleyway they have.
Yeah.
These guys were just ripping cigs, and I was like, I don't even know if you watched the show, but I appreciate it.
They're like fixtures of the place. Like, so old.
Yeah, they can't leave.
Yeah.
They're gargoyles.
Oh no, they watch the show. They would never fucking say good job unless
Yeah.
they thought it was a good job,
No,
bro.
you're so right.
They give it out like, I've seen Charlie Chaplin here.
yeah.
Oh man.
I remember he came in. He was about yay high. He was shelling caramels out of his pocket. I said, this kid's going to be a star.
You know, even as growing up, somebody around here, like we're supposed to have a rivalry with people with Boston.
Really?
New York.
I mean, you grew up around here.
You
so I
know,
don't
the
Yeah.
Yankees. I
Sure,
love
sure,
the
sure.
Yankees, bro. But I just fucking love them. They're just so cool. No, the Boston people, bro.
people?
They're just so cool, dude.
Well, it's like there's a gravitas that you get when, like, New York is all of that plus every brand ever, you know?
Yeah.
But Boston doesn't feel like it has a ton of that. So it just feels like these are people that, like, it's like Philly. It's like the same level of, like, pride that Philly has, I think.
Yeah, and I respect Philly too.
Totally.
Yeah,
You know?
like local pride. There's too much diversity here to have local pride. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Well, there's just like a lot of corporate interest in New York that makes it. New York is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I do think that they look at New York probably and they're like,
Yeah, that city with all the Panda Expresses and the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Best on chicken I have. is China.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Like Boston, Philly, these places have
No,
like,
but we should all band
gravitas,
together and just like hate Phoenix. You know, like that should be.
Yeah, low key fuck Phoenix though.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
Phoenix,
never
bro.
been there. It
Oh
sucks.
my god.
And don't even get me started on Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Worst of the worst.
Oh, dude.
No way hose.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
yeah, Jesus.
The camera's shutting off.
Start shaking. I start bleeding. A drop of blood down my nose.
Neil, no more
No,
puns.
no way, San Jose.
Neil, no more puns, bro. It takes something out of you.
Phoenix University of. Oh no.
No, Neil. He shit himself again.
No, dude. I love Philly and Boston. By the way, I'll be there with Mo Emmer next month.
Yes. Go see the boy.
Go see Mo Ammer.
Yeah.
Ammer?
Go see
Emmer.
Mr. Danish.
Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Dude, so when I was in Long Island, the day after we left, a car exploded in the parking lot of the venue that we played.
What?
Isn't that
What?
crazy?
What the? What?
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody,
was it an
nobody died, but it was
accidental or
No, they
a
had,
coordinated
like,
hit?
political stickers on their car, and then so somebody in retaliation.
Whoa.
Can you
Whoa.
believe that? Man?
Wait, what political
what
sticker?
kind of political
Yeah,
stickers?
So this is I don't know. They did not say in the article that I read about it.
What?
Wait, where was this?
This is in Huntington, which is I think a pretty densely read area.
Oh, so it gotta be like Kamala shit.
Could have been.
That's crazy. So no one was hurt. No one was in the car.
They blowing Kamala cars up, dude.
Dang. And how did they do it? They fucked with the engine, or they like put an
They
explosive?
set it on fire,
Oh god.
and then it exploded, which is crazy to do in like because it's like all strip like
Yeah.
cute like Main Street strip malls.
Yeah.
And that's just like a weird move to pull in a parking lot like that.
Dang. I want to see that commercial for State Farm. Like a good agent, State Farm is there. Hey, I was a target of a politically coordinated hit.
Jake's just like, yeah, no, we get
Yeah. Geico. Have your political opinions been under scrutiny by MAGA? Yeah, that sucks. What a fucking.
Whoa.
Were these people at the show, like watching the show?
No, they were there for some cover band.
Oh,
the
okay,
next
okay.
day.
Because that would suck. You
Damn,
leave a comedy
dude.
show, you're feeling good. Like you saw this person that
Yeah.
you've been following. You just come out and your car's on fire, dude.
Yo, be fair though, bro. If you go see a cover band, you should get your car blown up.
Well,
That's fair.
Danish, I think you have put yourself on the suspect list. It wasn't
Cover
even politically
band?
motivated.
So funny. Danish, you reek of oil. By the way.
yeah. Why do you smell like petroleum?
Petroleum.
You said Huntington? Isn't that in California? I wasn't there.
yeah, trying to do a red.
yeah.
That's all the way in. Oh, not here, man.
Yeah, we think it's politically motivated. It was just another cover band doing a cover band hit.
yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah. The Bruce.
Dude,
Springsteen.
yeah, dude, cover bands committing crimes for the real bands, you know? I always had this,
Funny.
like, remember they had that movie, that Freaky Friday movie?
Yeah.
And, like, but I always wanted, like, when people, like, really, let's do a real switch. Like, let's switch, like, Alex Jones and a kid in the Sudan. You know what I mean? Like, that's a vibe, right?
That's
like,
really funny.
Imagine, you know? But then I was like, bro, what if we did? I tried to do this as a joke. I would do it sometimes. What if we switch Drake with like a Drake impersonator?
Oh, wow. I think we wouldn't even notice for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we would sit there for months and be like, wait.
And then the Drake impersonator is the real Drake, bro.
Man,
Whoa.
the quality doesn't dip at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
wow, you
let's
know.
see if Cab Washington wants to do it.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't do that professionally, but I do think that he's got the perfect beard
He does, bro.
Yeah, he does have
to
a
be
good
Drake
beard.
for like 6 weeks before people get on.
Yeah.
We put a hairpiece on him, he'll be ready, dude.
Shout out to Cab. What a
Cab,
guy.
I think Cab does like a Drake character.
Yeah,
some
no,
videos
I
that
think
were
he's just
perfect.
done it while riffing or something where I was like, oh, that's really good.
Damn, what is like the Drake brand now? Because it took a serious hit with the pedophilia and the Kendrick. of it all.
Yeah.
Like what? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
loserish
out there.
brand, bro. He just gambling on.
is
Yeah, he just gambling publicly.
Oh,
Drake doesn't need to gamble.
yeah, he's addicted to gambling,
damn.
which is, you know, kind of sad actually.
Like what,
Yeah.
casinos? We've seen him in casinos?
No, he does like
Sports
he has like a sponsorship with one of these gambling brands. I forgot
Oh,
what it was
okay.
called.
Oh,
So then, you know, I'm sure they give him some money to gamble. But then I'm
Fun.
sure he loses like all gamblers, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't go well.
right.
Dang, dude.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then getting called a pedophile mid gambling.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine losing a bet and getting called a pedophile. It's a
Worst day of your
double.
life.
Yeah, it's double, bro.
And it's a Monday.
Yeah. Or like the bet
Worst
you put
Monday
in
ever.
after, you're like, bro, I really hope this. Like, you're just like,
This
it's too
bet has
much.
to be so good that it erases the fact that I got called a pedophile.
yeah.
Honestly, if I was him, I'd be betting on Kendrick calling me a pedophile.
Yeah, the over
What's the over-under on me getting called a pedophile on this Super Bowl halftime show?
So funny. Do you think people are calling him a pedophile in person?
I feel like he's probably
I feel like-
surrounds himself with. He's insulated himself with
Right.
his team and yes man.
But like, if you were on his team, would you feel like a kind of not a pressure, but like oh man, I better remind him today that he's not.
a pedophile.
Lift my boy up.
Hey, buddy, how are you? Pretty of age
man.
girls. You got,
Yeah.
in the living room. Huh? Those girls look of age.
Yeah, she looking kind of old, bro.
Honestly,
Nice.
bro, if I was Drake, I would have popped out with a bunch of like cougars.
Yeah, that's how you beat
Turn
the
the tide.
allegation.
He
Just
think
a
it was
bunch of
Serena Williams.
Gen X's.
Oh
Yeah, just a bunch of like 50-year-old women. That would be hard, bro.
rolling up to the casino.
Yeah. And making a big spectacle of like, this is Janice's 50th birthday.
Everybody say happy birthday.
Yeah.
She just got on AARP.
We can't stay too long. Her son's got a baseball game.
Bro, see
And
that
he's
would have
in
been
high school.
hilarious if he just posted up with like
That's what if I
8
was.
older women.
That would be so gas, bro.
Oh my god, dude! Next album cover just him and just like a bunch of
Him feeding.
boomer women and
Yeah.
boomers or whatever.
Yeah, him feeding him. He's doing like an applesauce collab. Just leaning into the geriatrics. That would be sick, bro.
Oh my god, new Drake toilet seat covers.
New Drake couch covers. Plastic couch covers for your couch. Doilies.
Oh my god.
We got doilies.
Oh man.
What's that fucking life alert button?
Yeah,
When he
yeah,
presses-
but he's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
it's a
swipe
Drake
down.
button. Yeah, it's Drake's face. Yeah.
Just hold on, we're coming on.
Just hold on.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
This is what
See,
we're saying.
man?
Drake needs to hire us, bro. We have
Yeah.
ideas.
See,
Honestly,
bro?
we can get you back on track.
We coulda saved you, dude.
Honestly, but we're like kidding. But I do think that the world would resonate with this level of leaning into the stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like I do think that people will go, all right, well that's funny. You know?
100%.
He's trolling it so hard that it's like, oh, he's made it a bit.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if
Like
it's- yeah.
he's not a pedophile. Look at him. He's having fun with it.
Yeah, running away from it only makes it feel true.
Yeah, bro, because on one of the songs he was like, how could I be a pedophile? I'd be in jail. Like that wasn't the bar. That was the and it's like
Yeah.
We
You'd be the first
famously
person
know-
to get away
yeah.
with a crime, you know?
and we also, because of Epstein and stuff, we famously know that there are hundreds of pedophiles that are not in jail. So that it just felt like, oh, dude, you sound very guilty.
Yeah.
But if he made it fun, I think people would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, man. God, Drake.
Ah, you fucked it up, dude.
Jersey, dude.
Wow, it's funny. We're like getting to this.
You dropped the ball,
conclusion
dude.
a
Somebody
year
called you a
later.
pedo, dude, and you dropped the ball, dude.
We're getting to this too late, I think.
Yeah.
A little too late for Drake.
But you know, you need some time to reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Which we hope he's doing.
Yeah.
A little bit of
I
reflection.
don't know if we could have came up with the idea, put some old bitches around you right away. But upon reflection,
It seems like the solution.
if
bro.
this happens again to somebody else, the answer is
That's
definitely
That's
Yeah.
the beauty of this plan.
Next guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it goes all the way around.
Yeah.
Next guy. Bill Gates. Bill Gates get accused and he's
Don't do with that dude Bill Belichick.
oh,
Oh,
buddy.
bro, he dated like that shit
Bill
feels.
Belichick is like 79, right?
Yeah,
73,
bro.
And he's
And
dating
his-
a 24-year-old.
It's those numbers are very close to
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
I mean, it's
It's like
I don't know if that's exactly
50-year difference.
dude. I mean, yeah, he like when he started coaching, she was not even born yet. Like
That is
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
The greatest coach of mine of all time
The greatest I mean, arguably, if you were to take
called
this-
that play.
yeah,
Wild play to call.
yeah, bro, really, really crazy. They're like, I don't want to like speculate, but their interactions in public look nuts, bro. He straight up looks like her dad. Like I just saw one video of him walking through like the stadium, and he's like got the old man pace, you know, where he's just moving.
Yeah.
And then she's like got the sweatshirt down by the elbows and is like Snapchatting or something.
Wait, is she dressing like he used to dress as a coach?
No. She's dressing like a 24-year-old girl,
Right.
as she should. But
Oh no.
they just look like father daughter. It's really bizarre.
So brittle.
I've spoken. I know a similar situation
Wait,
in
personally?
life.
Oh,
Yeah, personally.
All right.
And I've spoken to the ex-wife, who is a beautiful person.
Mhm.
Great.
And the way she be dogging, it's hilarious. He's with somebody younger than his daughter.
Yeah.
That shit is funny as fuck, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, really,
bro.
really wild.
Yeah, that shit is funny, bro.
What do you think he's like getting off on
I
with
mean,
it? Just like feeling young?
I feel like he probably was probably hyper focused on winning his whole career, and then now that that's over, he's like, I want to have fun, and then he stupidly
Yo.
Made the decision to get in with.
Dang.
Yeah, you
dude.
can't go back now.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? You can't go back. You in this now, bro. Like
Yeah.
after this, if you don't lock her up, you gotta look for somebody like maybe she's 25. You know?
Yeah. What if he starts doing the DiCaprio thing?
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to get
But
into.
he doesn't have the swag. For
yeah.
Well, he's like, the greatest actor of all time, arguably. I'm the greatest
Yeah.
coach of all time.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't
but
know
that's
if the
why-
swag transfers that way.
DiCaprio like booking models, bro. She like another girl from Indiana vibes. It's a different.
Oh, dude. Imagine meeting the parents for the first time.
Bro, they're like, they graduated the same year as you.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, class of 63, great.
Yeah.
You just gotta go to a graveyard for bills. Like,
No, not even parents. Grandparents graduated
oh
with
my
you, bro.
God,
Yeah, dude,
Not
truly.
even parents, bro.
Truly.
That's such a trip. Yeah, she has like a younger brother.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
like you telling her parents what to do.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. You guys gotta get the new Drake AARP plan.
Yeah. Drake and Bill should do a commercial together.
That's it, dude.
That's a move.
Wow.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
It's for box tops for school tuition,
Yeah.
school supply thing.
Oh, stop school
Yeah, that. I bet you these two motherfuckers are thinking about doing a children's show together, bro.
No, they can't. I can't have that.
They would do that, bro.
What would that be called?
I don't.
Drake and Bill Belichick. That's actually kind of a fun, like, buddy cop.
You know, if you had told me in 2014 that they were doing something similar, like they had one thing in common, I'd be like, oh, is Drake playing the Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah.
But not that they would be dogged by the collective internet for dating young women.
That's so. They need to do a Freaky Friday.
Oh,
That's what it is, so that they're
wow.
both appropriate
Yeah,
in their pursuits.
that's crazy.
Drake needs to date 25-year-olds, and Belichick needs to date boomer
Yeah.
boomer ladies.
Wow. That's the solution. Guys, let's knock this out 2-in-1 meeting.
Yeah.
Drake, are you on?
Who are the boomers in y'all's lives?
The boomers in my... What is a boomer? Older than 50?
Older than, I think, 65 at this point.
My grandparents, I guess. I don't have...
Do you talk to them?
Yeah, on WhatsApp and stuff.
Oh, you WhatsApp your okay.
My extended family, they're in
Sure,
India.
sure, they're in
Oh,
India.
fire.
Yeah.
My dad's a boomer, dude.
Where...
He's 83.
That's crazy.
Your dad's 83.
I guess you
Yeah.
have siblings.
I got that old sperm, bruh.
Dang. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
bruh.
That's crazy.
That Belichick sperm.
I got that Belichick sperm, bruh.
Oh, wow.
You think if you have an old dad
My,
and he
my
has...
mom had me when she was like 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Well, no. She was like 36. But that's
Still.
that's like back then's 45.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah.
Totally.
You know?
Do you think that that's why you're like an old soul, bro?
Yeah, I think I got old sperm, so I'm definitely old soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad tells me about those stories all the time. Like, yo, we ain't have no TV.
Yeah.
We ain't have no electricity. I was studying electricity. I ain't even have electricity.
That's so funny. It's just a blank book.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's a notebook. You put your stuff in here when you figure it out.
It's
You learn about it and then read it.
just
And-
prompts.
Yeah. By like candlelight, like what could be if I didn't.
That's kind of sick, bro. Studying it before you have it.
Yeah,
Pretty
That
cool.
is dope. He said,
Yeah.
Your dad was just doing theories. Yeah.
bro. Straight up theories. They would have like one TV in the village that they would all go to for like big moments.
Do you know,
what I
that's-
mean?
Dude, that is such a crazy.
And I don't even think it was in their village. It was like in the village.
Wow.
Yeah.
What and did he tell you what they were like? What was like the one thing? I mean, I'm guessing like big cricket matches.
Yeah, big cricket matches. you know, if somebody was speaking, you know, like
like political.
yeah,
I see.
you know, the war was
I was
happening.
gonna say that was probably a daily.
My dad lost 2 uncles in the war, so my dad's mom would always cry about that. And then, yo, shit was different.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this 71?
This is like, no, this is in the 50s, bro. You're talking. Yeah. This guy was born in 47, so this is the 50s.
Oh my
we're talking
God,
about. Yeah.
47. That's
Yeah.
a year after India
Yeah,
gained
he's-
independence from the British.
Yeah.
Oh, so he
Or
lived through
40
that whole border establishment, that whole feud between the Muslims.
Partition?
Yeah.
Partition. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So he was a child through that.
Yeah.
Damn. No
Damn,
wonder he's
dude.
raw as hell, dude.
He's raw as hell, and he
That's
grew up
so
on the
gangster.
border, bro, where
Wow.
it's like 20 miles from India.
Yeah, yeah. Highly contested.
But it's like also like he grew up in a village where it's like there's like 100 different religions. There's
Yeah.
like a guy that believes that this guy did it,
Yeah.
and he was the prophet. There's a guy that got a different guy on the wall. You know, it's like all different. There's Christians, all these people, because they all got run out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they all decided to leave. Whatever.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. And yeah, shit was wild, bro. He told me about this one like train ride that like his dad he went somewhere to go, like he was a architect, so he had to go somewhere to do some labor. He got hurt on the job. Back then there's like no way to communicate, so he was just up in the hospital. Nobody heard from him for like weeks.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Then finally some word gets back. Then my mom goes, or his mom goes,
Yeah.
you know? She gone. The kids are at home by themselves. They're like 8 years old for
Whoa.
2 weeks. You know what I mean?
2 weeks?
Wow.
Yeah. And they have to fend for themselves. So he's like, yeah, I would have to go to a market every day. He's like, I would have to make a deal where I would bag all the fruit, and then he would give me some fruit at the end of the day. He would give me a prata that I would go feed the family. It was like, I was 8, dog.
Wow.
And I'm over here like, this is pretty good, you know? Pretty good life you built.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, that's a
Let
great-
me get
2
some.
weeks as an 8-year-old is forever.
Yeah.
Truly.
That's
I
like
was
a
gonna say,
significant-
And you
fraction of
don't
your life.
know
Yeah, what happened?
what happened.
Because Home
Yeah.
Alone is what, 2 nights?
You don't know if you're.
Yeah, bro. Home Alone is like a long weekend. Bro.
Yeah. Home
booby
Alone is
traps.
2 nights, bro.
He immediately was like, man, my food.
I need
needs
to
are
do
taken care
Rube
of."
Goldberg's.
Bro, and that's what freedom gets you, is the ability to like Rube Goldberg your entire suburban mansion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I know he watches Home Alone like, yo, this is some bullshit. You know what I
If the wet bandits came to my house, I would
Yeah.
have aired them out.
mean? Yeah.
No, dude, if those burglars came to your dad's house, we'd be like, can you help me?
yeah.
Yeah, we need some food.
They came to your dad's house and he's like, "Great, you guys are here. Can you help change these diapers?" It's like, I got like 5 mouths to feed.
That is very much his point of view on life. When he sees anything that's like not that tough, he's like, I did something way tougher than that, bro. You know what I mean?
Of
This
course,
shit-
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That is so damn, man.
Yeah, he lived through it, man.
I'm sure he's like the best doting grandfather to your son, because your son doesn't have to deal with any of that, and he's probably just like, is he like a big softie now?
Yeah, he's a huge softy,
It's probably
bro.
it's so crazy.
Huge
All of our
softy.
parents to see your lives change like that in one life.
I know, dude.
Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing that we're gonna do unless we go to like Mars or something, which I doubt will happen in our lives. But like, to see your life change like that and to see a third generation come around,
Yeah.
probably such a relief.
Well, I think that it's drastic because, I mean, our parents, especially your dad, are coming from like a situation from another country. Now, I think if we were to immigrate somewhere else, we would have similar stories maybe, but we'd have to immigrate to somewhere with an even higher quality of living here, which is kind of...
No, but there's no
on its way.
place like
That's right.
America where it's like, yo, it's a bunch of different people coming together.
Totally.
That's the interesting part.
Right.
That's like
Right.
what they tell, you know, it's like, yo, you living amongst all these different types of people. You know,
yeah.
they were in Manhattan, they were in Midtown, and like I
Crazy,
seen a
dude.
picture of him like in front of Studio 54 with his homies in like
Wow.
a suit. Yeah.
That's so cool.
A vibe, bro. You know?
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a
Dang.
vibe, dude.
During like when it was
Yeah, like the
Studio 54?
70s. Yeah.
Wow, holy shit.
So cool, man. Yeah.
Cool shit.
That's crazy to go from one TV that you're crowding around to like the cultural hub of the world at the point that it became the cultural
Yeah.
hub.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude.
Oh, they had the golden. Yeah, he lived through the
They-
golden age for sure.
dude.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Damn, man. Yeah,
Wow.
my grandparents were on the run. That's what they did. They ran.
Whoa.
This is how I'll tie it to something that happened to me recently. I was in an Uber, and a lot of Uber drivers are Bangladeshi.
Yeah.
That's just the vibe. Or they're Pakistani. I met one that was speaking to his wife on the phone, and they were speaking Bengali. And so the older gentleman, and they're like, kind of chit-chatting, a little bit of flirting, like, oh, I'll see you later. And I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
Ooh. Hey.
He hangs up.
I'm gonna drive to you later.
And I'm like, oh, so you're from Bangladesh? Like, you speak Bengali? And he's like, yeah. And then we're going back and forth. And I say, oh, my mom's from Singh. He's like, oh, my God, I'm from Singh.
Wow.
Crazy. And then he looks in the rearview mirror. And I remember seeing his eyes. And he just goes, Muslim? And I go, oh, no, Hindu. And did not talk to me for the rest of the ride. Isn't that so crazy?
Yeah.
Entire rest, dude, and just like that, you just feel that tension.
Yeah.
It just
Wow.
got so cold so fast, man.
Dang.
Bro, that shit is funny because there is a tension there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
amongst the
yeah.
older generation.
Yeah,
Totally.
But it's like, all right, so I moved back home basically after my dad had he had a small stroke, but he's like totally fine,
Yeah.
you know? So I moved back home, and then we're like voting in November, right? I had moved back home in like October. And then I'm like, yo, Dad, let's vote for Kamala, dude. You know, Trump just seems like wild. And he's like, yeah, I can't vote for her, bro. She's Indian. You know, we went to war with them.
Oh my God.
He's like, yo, you really want me to vote? You really want me to vote? And he's like, bro, we have to kill each other. And I'm like, yo, but this dude he's an idiot.
Wow.
You know what I mean? She's a crook. I'd rather go with the crook than the idiot. You don't know what the idiot's going to do.
Yeah.
The crook is going to crook,
Yeah.
That's what the crook does.
Yeah.
Crook.
But the idiot is a crook and an idiot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
The
He's a
crook is
crook
just a
and-
silent crook. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An idiot's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But he's like, she's like an Indian crook, though.
yeah. He's like, yeah, but she's an Indian crook. Yo, so then we go to vote together. He votes for her, right?
Oh, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Great.
But now, in the stroke, he has lost like 4% of his memory, and it's been getting better all the time. He keeps a log and everything, right?
Okay.
So we talked about the other day. He's like, yeah, I don't think I voted for her, man. I think I voted for her.
He doesn't even know.
He forgot, bro.
Oh
He
my
forgot. I'm
he
like,
just
nah.
read in Pakistan.
I'm like, nah, you did vote for her. He's like, come on, bro, she's Indian. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, no, we went
That
through this
is
already.
Awesome.
That's so funny.
That's so sick,
He
dude.
can't remember, so he's just like, the core of my personality
Oh,
is someone that wouldn't vote for
it's
me.
so funny. I want to turn this into a bit. I think this is a bit. You know what I
It
mean?
is for sure. That's so
But
funny.
it was oh man, me and my wife had a big laugh, bro.
So funny.
I mean, that's just because, and I don't even fault his perspective is he knows that's like one of the core tenets of his belief.
yeah.
And I can't even be mad at him. You know?
yeah, that's
No, and like we would grow up, and I would have a bunch of Indian friends too.
Yeah.
And it was like no tension here, but it's just like what they grew up with.
For sure.
Yeah. In fact, I think they wanted, but yeah, his mom would cry every day because she lost 2 brothers in that war.
Yeah.
And
then
it
all you
ruined
know is
his
that
mom's life.
India did it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You would have a fucking hatred for that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, my dad has Pakistani friends and coworkers that he's amicable with, and like people that I think he would genuinely say that he loves them, but he still has this like, no, that's Pakistan.
Yeah.
Like he there's like a weird barrier for him, and like when he talks to my his father-in-law, my mom's dad, they're very close. They will get off on a tangent about what's going on over there and all this stuff. But like interpersonally, he's fine with Pakistanis. But yeah, it's definitely just this like thing that they just can't see past because I think their whole life, both parties have been fed.
Yeah.
One is good, one is bad. Like,
Yeah.
Pretty intentionally.
Oh, bro, I asked him this question. Very powerful answer. I was like, yo, you think Pakistan should have separated?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he goes, man, my answer depends on the year that you ask me. I don't know. You know, some years I'm like, yeah. Some years I'm like, nah. You know?
Well, dude, I mean, historically, it's like the same thing that happened in Israel-Palestine. Like, Britain just drew a line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
man, Britain's lazy, man.
I know. They don't even
Lazy
think-
work, bro.
Why you don't even just talk to these folks? You
Yeah.
wanna do
Taking a
little
poll.
Google form?
A doodle poll would have been the least, man.
I know. Dude.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's fucked, but
so like it. I think the situation was just thrust on the people of India, Pakistan. They were just, yeah. It probably depends on when you asked them.
they're right.
You know.
Right. Damn, man.
Yeah, crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what we're gonna be like.
I don't know who drew the line at Israel Palestine. I feel like
It was the British, I believe.
It definitely was. There was the Accords that drew the boundaries, but there were Zionist Jews that lived there prior to post World War II, and they were like, "Yo, Jewish people, like, we should come. This is a spot," and it wasn't really happening like that. Like people weren't leaving London.
Yeah.
You know? And then after World War II happened, the Jewish people rightfully were like, "Hey, we need a place that we can feel safe." And then low-key British people were like, well, we don't like you here.
Send you there.
Israel. Here's the border. And then they just got totally
and then they just kept redoing the line.
line.
See, that's the cool thing about India Pakistan. They never redid the line.
No, the line been the line.
The line's been the line, bro.
And that's the problem.
Bro,
Yeah, and
let
that's
the
kinda the
line be
problem.
the line, bro.
And
That's
kinda-
what we talking about, bro. Why we redoing lines, bro?
No, but wait.
That shit is not right.
No, I think we should redo the line in favor of Kashmir, and then we can.
Yeah.
The people that are on the line are getting kind of.
Did we fuck up the line? Yeah. But we let it be?
Is the line very hot? Yes.
Yes.
It's a hot, very tense line.
But we didn't go redrawing shit to our liking. That's not nice.
Did they draw the line on a river at least? Like, I don't think so.
I don't know,
It's not
bro.
even on a river.
I gotta look.
Are some people lost
feel like-
forever because of the lines that we drew? And they don't have a country to claim? Yeah.
Yes, but we didn't redo it.
We will not redo it. That's so silly. Oh shit.
Oh, it's funny.
Man, I don't know. I had a Canadian friend text me. Recently.
Is she shook?
Well, speaking
She
of
should be.
borders, no, they were.
She
were
about to
like,
be American.
Someone I went to grad school with who lives up in Canada, and he was like, "Yo, man, I hear shit is bad down south. Like it's chaotic.
Yeah.
If you ever need a place to stay, like, you know, come here to Winnipeg."
To America?
No, he's like, you come up to Canada, you can crash with me.
That's
She,
cool.
she hasn't heard the news that we taking that bitch?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like we can redraw the lines, you know. And
Yeah.
I felt like I did feel a little bit insulted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna.
No. No.
I don't. I mean, do you really think we're gonna go?
No.
No,
Bro, we love Canada, bro.
we do, yeah.
No, I think
The
the
three of
people
us
love-
individually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. Going and invading Canada would be the dumbest thing ever.
Bro, who wants Canada?
What a waste of time. I know.
Yeah, Canadians.
It's
don't even-
mostly wilderness. Like, it's unusably frozen land. Like, isn't it like 90% of the population lives close to the southern border?
Yeah, the U.S. Yep.
And then everything else is just kind of like frozen until you get to Alaska.
Yeah, it's all like Balto. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Balto land.
Yeah, they're doing like Ice Age shit. There's like saber-toothed tigers and big sloths hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're right. I think they're like now, like, all right, well, we don't need you. Y'all don't need us. We don't need you.
Yeah, I think
That whole thing.
it's like stupidly contentious now.
Bro, what the fuck? Are we taking Greenland?
I hope not. That's another frozen piece of land. There's nothing to do.
I've been talking about on stage as a bit. I've been talking about how we should take Switzerland for real.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
What would
I
they
like
do?
them chocolates that they talk about. Let's get them chocolates, you know.
Imagine you'd go through like a bloody, intense war, and then you're like, chocolates are fine.
yeah. Mad generations die.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of depressed people eating chocolate.
And then you try it, and you're like, these are okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The chocolate wars of 2025 killed over 3 million
Great
Swiss.
chocolate massacre.
Chocolate.
Damn, Neil, you gotta narrate documentaries, dude. We gotta create fake wars, and you gotta narrate them.
Yeah, dude. The sea salt caramel wars. 2045.
This sounds like the stuff you'd be doing when you had like little army men.
The tan army advances under the bed, but the green army is ready for them under the bedstead.
Oh my god, dude! My mom sent me she sent me a photo of all like the Hot Wheels I used to collect as a kid,
Oh, nice.
and it just like unlocked a bunch of just old times and memories where I had a kind of like borderline savant recognition of cars growing up.
What do you
Whoa,
Like
what do
I
you
could, I
mean?
could tell what a car was, what year it was, based off of like the headlights.
Really?
Oh, like just driving around as a
Yeah,
kid?
yeah. I'd be like,
That's
that's a
cool.
Pontiac Grand Prix. I also lived in Iowa, so there were like 3 kinds of cars.
Sure.
Yeah.
You had not much to do anyway.
Yeah. That's probably my brain just glued on to like Dodge Intrepids.
That's crazy. Can you still do this?
I don't know, but this was what I was thinking about. I was like, damn, man, that was a skill, I guess, at some point.
Yeah.
I think the younger generation hears things like this and they're like, you know what? Frying my brain 60 seconds at a time is not that bad. actually." What information are they retaining actually?
Right. Yeah.
It is
Headlights
all
of
useless.
cars, but it's actually very cool stuff to know.
Yeah, it does feel like ancient history in a way. Like, kinda-
So you had the Hot Wheels and they helped you do that?
Yeah, I could just. Hot Wheels were usually like really nice, like Corvettes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But then, yeah, you just kind of like, oh, Dodge kind of makes their headlights like this. Ford makes their bumpers like this. And,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
kinda-
cool.
Yeah, what a weird kind of storage of information as like an 8-year-old though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is unique.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, if I met a little 8-year-old that knew a bunch about cars, I'd be like, nice. This is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
you
at
know?
8.
Like, you shouldn't know about streamers and YouTube people. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather a kid be like, well, that's actually a Dodge. And be excited about that. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's good. Be excited about the car.
Yeah.
So true. Now they're all watching like Tom Segura and it's like,
yeah.
you should know about that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, that's a Dodge, and I show speed jumped over one.
yeah.
Well, the second part's not necessary for your brain.
What were y'all doing at 8? What were like your like interests at that
Big
time?
superhero Lego guy. Big.
What superhero?
A big Batman, Wolverine, Hulk,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Shit, bro.
Yeah.
so cool.
Hulk was in there, huh?
Hulk was my favorite.
He was not in my top 5.
Really? Yeah, he's definitely my top 5. I think he's awesome.
You're a Hulker, dude.
I'm a Hulk guy.
Kind of a Hulk guy.
What was it about? Because to be honest, I didn't really fuck with the Hulk like that. Like respect, obviously, to the game, but what was the appeal to you?
Dude, he's just like a big green strong guy. That's
The
so
scientist was sick.
Yeah,
I didn't think the cartoon was amazing.
The Hulk
Was
cartoon?
it? Yeah, was it good?
I just remember having an action figure and being like, "This
Oh
is sick."
yeah.
Yeah, this guy's jacked.
I think.
Yeah, I needed a cartoon to like go with my passion.
Yeah, I mean the Batman animated series is like one of the all-time
top tier.
best, yeah.
That
Batman
is-
Beyond was even
Oh,
sick.
Batman Beyond, so sick.
That shit was.
I was probably into Dragon Ball Z more than all of this.
Yeah, I like Dragon Ball Z. That
Big
shit was
DBZ.
sick.
Dragon Ball Z had really good morals to it, you know? It was like, yo,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
try hard and you're like pure to the game, like you can be as powerful as you want.
100%. That was
Oh.
Goku's whole thing. Was he was
Yeah.
like, I just want to be the best.
Yeah.
and I will do anything
And
to
I'm
make
not
it
gonna
happen.
wrong anybody to get there.
You
like,
know who else wanted to be the very best?
Bash Ketchum.
With the Ash fucking motherfucker.
Big,
Yo.
big,
Ash
big Pokemon guy.
motherfucking catch him,
yo,
motherfucker.
big Ash, man.
A big Pokemon guy for sure.
But you know, I heard you guys not mention the big one, bro. Especially out here in New York City,
Spider-Man.
in New Jersey when we were growing up.
Jersey Spider-Man?
Nah, Spider-Man was definitely my guy. Definitely one of my top 3.
Okay.
All right, who?
But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
100%.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I had the covers, bro. I had all the figures. I had Shredder. I seen the movies like 20 times.
Yeah.
We had the movies on fucking DVD.
Dude, the Ninja Turtles are the best.
Yeah, they're good.
My uncle who would live in the States, he lived in, I think, New York for a little while. But I remember he was the first of our family to come to America. And every time he would call on the phone, I would like run and snatch the phone and I would go, "Have you seen Spider-Man yet? No. Have you seen the Ninja Turtles yet?" Because I was in my head, they were like around.
Oh,
You
bro.
know?
Oh, you were like
No,
in
no, no.
person? Have you
Yeah, I
seen
was like,
them?
have you run
That's
into them?
funny.
No, they're real, bro. I had a car, a little car,
Yeah.
like a motorized car. I would take it down my block.
Yeah.
I must have been 8 years old. I swear to God, I think this is fucking true to this day.
Sick.
I went down the block. There's a sewer in the middle of the fucking street.
Yep.
The sewer opened up, and there was like
Two eyes.
one of the turtles.
What the fuck?
And then the sewer closed, and I went back fucking spooked, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, what?
realistically,
Yes.
it was a crackhead, but
Yeah, realistically, for sure.
it was a young man looking for copper.
I don't know what it was.
It was somebody.
I'm gonna steal this kid's bike.
I think it was
But-
just my imagination,
Yeah,
man.
probably.
Oh,
right?
sure.
Yeah, but and probably
felt
what happened
real,
was
though.
like the thing moved, and then you were like, "Oh my god, a Ninja Turtle looked at me!"
Angelo is there. You start throwing pizza down there.
Every night you go in with the
Oh
pizza.
my God, bro.
You're running a big tab up on your dad's credit card, buying pizzas.
He's like, I left fucking Pakistan for this.
The craziest thing. Yeah, I still find that to be true.
Dude, the Ninja Turtles were so sick. So
Yeah,
sick.
isn't that weird that they had like a few humans that hung out with them? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
they're-
that's the appeal.
Those humans, like friends, day to day, like, yo, April, what are you up to? She's like, I can't explain this to y'all. Wild shit.
I can't hang out. Just know I can't hang out. I just can't hang out tonight. Sorry, dude. Where are you going? To get into it would be such a long conversation.
Yeah, that's the problem with today's society, bro. All the turtles' friends will end up in psych wards, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
We wouldn't even believe these people.
Yeah.
Oh, my
No,
God.
or they would like, exploit it to look cooler to their friends.
Yeah. They would start Instagrams.
Have you
Yeah.
been to the Bowery? You see the steam coming out of those steam plates? I go down there.
Come with me to one of New York's hottest hangouts. Under the sewers is a dojo that a big rat built. Master Splinter and his 4 sons are building one of the coolest lounges in the Lower East Side.
They're all named after Renaissance painters.
And we have no idea why.
Oh my
We
God.
enjoyed a piece of anchovy pie while looking at Shredder's armor.
Look at the cheese pull on this anchovy pie.
Look at the cheese pull on this anchovy pie. My favorite thing to do is eat some pizza and watch them train in ninjutsu.
Bro.
Yeah, that's what would happen.
What a
Immediately
great
would be
bit.
a TikTok.
So funny.
That's really hilarious. Oh my god, man. Holy shit, April, you got 5 million followers. Start doing brand deals.
That's
Oh my God.
funny, bro.
Drake's trying to get in there. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta lift the brand up. Can I come hang out?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, perfect impression.
Man.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I was a big Michelangelo head.
Yeah.
Huge Angelo head, dude.
You know,
So funny.
he was
Yeah, he was
my
the
favorite
best.
as well.
But you know, I like Leonardo, and I always felt corny for that. I'm like, why you want to be a leader so bad, bro?
dude.
You
Danish,
know what I mean?
Danish, you're
This guy wants it
Leonardo.
too much.
Yeah, I know. I hated that. I was
You're
like,
Leonardo.
You
you're
really
like
are,
this
bro.
guy,
Neil,
dude.
I gotta say, you're Donatello, bro.
Dude, I knew you were gonna say
Yeah.
that.
Bro, you got all the hardware. You're
Yeah.
like reading.
Yeah.
You're like sick at tech stuff.
Yeah, I do
You
fuck
gotta
with,
be
with
Donatello,
long
bro.
sticks, dude.
No, but
Yeah.
Leonardo's not cool like y'all, bro. Like Raph and Michelangelo were fucking cool.
They're all cool.
They're all really cool, man.
Leonardo took on the role of getting shit done, which is
Right,
important.
right.
Without him, I don't think
Dude,
they solve the
For
mission.
real, you just got 3 bums without Leonardo.
Yeah, you just got 3 aimless guys who all have different
Yeah,
ambitions.
victims of the crack epidemic, honestly.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
not for Leonardo.
Without Leonardo, they're not getting anything done. Splinter's too
Wow.
old to keep him in
Yeah,
line.
yeah. Leonardo's like, guys, we got to get out of the sewer.
yeah,
You're right,
can
bro.
get 'em
We
an
are like the
apartment.
turtles, dude.
yeah. We need
We
one
got Turtles
angry
vibes.
guy.
We do need an
We
angry
we
guy.
need an angry guy for sure. We'll have Rufat
Calling
on
all
the
it.
podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, easily.
He's the Raphael.
Yeah.
No doubt,
We
man.
need Rufa.
Raphael was never around anyway, so this makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was always out doing his own shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Rufa, join us, buddy.
Yeah, Shaunak, you really are Michelangelo.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
It's kind
bro.
of like, everybody, let's have a good time. You
Yeah.
know? But
Yeah.
No
getting it
tangible
done.
skills other than having a good time.
Well, dude, I mean, nunchucks is a
Always
crazy
eating
skill.
pizza.
Always eating pizza.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just like vibes.
That's your
Yeah.
vibe, dude.
Good vibes, dude.
yeah, huge compliment.
And you know
Thank
him and April were like getting it.
You think so?
If there were a romantic arc,
Yeah, I think
feel
you
like
would
we-
be the one to bag April, bro. Even though I would
Thanks,
be
guys.
like kind of jealous of that, you know? Because I'm like, yo, I'm the leader in this bitch. You know what I mean? I ain't be corny for no reason.
Yeah, you're too busy reading like The Art of War.
yeah. I was gonna say Shenzhou.
Yeah.
You talking about Shenzhou, my boy?
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
you're
like, yeah, the way to attract the enemy is to ignore it. She'll come for me.
and I'm doing origami. Check it out. Yeah, the Ninja Turtles were awesome.
They really
Yeah,
were, man.
dude.
That rat, was it Splinter?
Splinter.
Yo, don't talk about my pops like that, dude.
He was much older, right?
I think so. I think he was like definitely in his 50s.
Right.
yeah. It's just mad fun to talk about like a rat's age.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun, dude. It's so childlike, you know?
Yeah.
Because they
Yo, how old was that rat?
yeah. He had
It's
a
just so different than like the lines they divided between Israel and Palestine.
It's a little something for everyone. if
Yeah,
you're
it's a little
listening.
something for everyone, you know?
dude. Yeah.
It's nice.
Multitudes, even. You know, Bill Belichick, man, he was a master splinter of Tom Brady. In a way,
Totally.
you know, I guess that's what coaches. are.
Wow.
Yeah. That's he was
Wow.
their coach.
He
Splinter was their coach.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
Man, this was funny episode, dude.
I think we learned a lot this episode. That
Bro, this
pedophiles are bad.
Yes.
yeah.
You should date. Drake needs to date way older.
Date people your age or older.
Yeah, appropriately or even like semi-appropriately would be, I
Great.
think,
Yes,
great.
Yes, the fucking profoundness of our fathers and mothers.
Yeah,
coming
be
over here and
kind to your
changing lives.
parents.
And our fucking favorite cartoons.
Yeah.
Nobody wants old sperm.
SlumberPod.